Hey everyone, I'm Jovan D, and let's talk about games. What's the first thing that you think of when you think of your favorite game? Is it the story, the beautiful art direction, the wondrous world, the characters, or the excellent gameplay mechanics? Honestly, it's probably different for all of us, but I can probably assume that it's not the game's glitches. But that's exactly what I want to talk about today, glitches in our favorite games. Because I script games and projects myself all the time, and the perfectionist in me screams out, this could be more efficient, or this causes a bug here. But the point of this video is to say, having some inconsistencies or inefficient portions to your game is okay.
You are okay.
If it works, it works. Not everything has to be pretty underneath the hood. During the release of your game, the only thing that really matters is, does the game run as intended? And I mean, don't get me wrong, there are tons of games that have some massive issues because they're programmed poorly. Remember Mass Effect Andromeda? I mean, that game received a lot of negative press, and rightfully so, because of the outrageous glitches that you'd encounter while playing it. They just seemed to be all over the place. And they weren't small either. Like, these were game-breaking, in-your-face glitches that impeded your progress, broke any semblance of realism, and they were unavoidable. Like, even on the most casual of playthroughs, you would run into them. You don't even have to try to break the game, it just breaks right in front of you. And Cyberpunk 2077 is another recent example of a game that had glitches running rampant. Not only did it crash repeatedly, but it was literally unplayable on consoles, like you could not play it on there. And it had so many unavoidable glitches. I'm not sure where the quality assurance teams were on those games. Obviously, there's tons of examples of games ruined by glitches, but the key factor here is that the games weren't running as intended. Their programming wasn't perfect, but it also wasn't even satisfactory or acceptable. It's okay to sell an imperfect game, but it's not okay to sell a broken game. And on the other end of the spectrum, when you stop and think about it, even some of the best games ever still have bugs, glitches, and sections that lag. I mean, Dark Viper AU literally has a series about the strange facts and glitches in Grand Theft Auto 5. And I mean, think about Breath of the Wild. It's a gorgeous game that sets you out on an unforgettable journey in the land of Hyrule. Most people don't focus on the fact that the game's frame rate drops when you load into the Korok Forest, because it's such a minute aspect of the overall game. Like, sure, it's not ideal that this area doesn't run smoothly, but it's definitely not a game breaker. The game is still running as intended. And we can't forget that in some instances, game bugs can become a feature rather than a detriment. Like how in Civilization games, renowned pacifist Gandhi notoriously became incredibly aggressive and nuke happy. This was hilarious, and the developers kept it in future installments of the game. Or of course, my favorite, how Halo 2's button glitches for BXB, BXR, and double shotting increased the skill gap for players and kept the competitive scene healthy for years. I mean, these glitches essentially added fighting game combos into a first-person shooter. You could absolutely crush less skilled players by using these glitches. And at the game's highest skill levels, the pros use them to remain on top forever. And the reason I bring this up is because glitches have elevated some games, as unintended as they were. And listen, I mean, proper scripting is great. It definitely has its place. It can make your game run smoother, it can allow an entire team to understand the scripting better, it can help avoid unwanted bugs, etc. I have no issues with proper scripting. I just want to dispel the notion of perfect scripting. Because just like painting a portrait or writing a song, creating a video game is a work of art. It really has no end. There is no perfectly crafted, finished project, but there is an acceptable project. While developing a video game, you can spend years making your scripting slightly more efficient, or slightly more annotated, slightly more condensed or simple, but you will reach a point of diminishing returns. Overall, games don't have to be programmed perfectly, and in some instances, it's not even something that you should strive for. So really, in the end, just don't sweat it too much. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just remember to playtest early, playtest often, and make sure your game runs as intended. Thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to let me know what topics you want to be discussed in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's free and it really helps the video go up against the algorithm. I'll see you in the next video.